All right, this is a Alex generated topic, so I'll show you how quick and efficient I am with my
Yeah, I'm
topics
usually the
and
topic
not talking
person, just
about
in case
30
anybody wanted to know.
talking about the same topic for 30 minutes.
Oh,
So this woman said it was a TikTok, and a guy commented. I don't actually know the context of why he commented this, but he commented it. It says, "No man wants to raise another man's child and be the cleanup guy." Pass. I think that there's been this big wave of single mothers on TikTok kind of like uniting, especially because there's one guy, and I wish I could give him credit, but he made that parody to Agora Hills where he's saying, you let him hit it raw, you didn't have second thoughts, and now you're a single mom. And I feel like
you gotta play the
ever since
song
then,
when you edit it.
I feel like ever since then, there's been a wave of single mothers just getting on the internet, getting on TikTok and like crying or just complaining about being a single mom.
Yeah.
But this guy says, yeah, no man wants to raise another man's child and be the cleanup guy. Pass. And at the time that I screenshot it, it had 13.8 thousand comments, and literally every comment was men agreeing with it, and also it was men that haven't done it before, but also there was men that have done it, and they're speaking from that perspective. So for me personally, I'll never be in that situation, but I agree. Like it's the baggage and the trauma of coming into a relationship and trying to not only fix the person, but now you're asking that person to be a father for your kids, and I think that that's a lot to ask for somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's too involved. You're still gonna have that other person in the mix too. Like I don't want to be competing or feeling like there's gonna be some weird animosity with me hanging out with somebody else's kid. Like I don't even want anything to do with the baggage and
Or
like
your life could be at risk.
yeah,
Like going back
because
to our
we've
first
seen it.
topic. Yeah. You
We
could literally kill like the new boyfriend.
Yeah, we've seen it happen. So
Or the new
I
stepdad.
personally I don't want to do that. I'd much rather raise my own child in the world and not raise somebody else's. And I don't think that that's crazy. So
And the messed up part is too, if a guy doesn't want to do that, like especially the single woman brigade or the single mom brigade. Oh, you're not a real man.
okay,
If when a man steps up, oh, see, he stepped up.
I'll take it.
He's a real man. He stepped up.
No, he a sucker.
Are you a real woman though? Cause did you make the right decision to who you picked as a child of your father? Are you a real woman? Did you do the best you could to find the best man to raise your kids?
And I'm walking that back. I'm just joking. I was being facetious.
No, but I hate that. Like,
A
what makes
stepfather.
somebody a real man just because they stepped up? Like, no, I like I respect the men that do it, but that doesn't make
Yeah.
a man that doesn't want to do it any less of a real man.
Yeah, let me clean it up. Yeah, of course there's stepfathers that have shown up, and they've done amazing for the kid, and they help them a lot. So there's nothing wrong if somebody decides to do that, but me personally, and I think most men would say that is not worth the headache of dealing with someone that's clearly damaged, right? Like you were in a relationship or you weren't in a relationship and you had a kid, either way, either scenario, and now you're gonna be relied on a lot heavier than somebody that you're going into a relationship with that doesn't have a kid. Like if you're doing this from scratch, you're gonna have a lot less of a headache to deal with because there's not that baggage.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's not every scenario is not like this because stuff happens, people die, the husband might die.
The widow stuff is different.
Widow stuff is different,
Yeah.
but in most cases you're going to be dealing with a level of trauma that you probably don't want, and you're not going to be able to escape it, to be honest with you. And you deal with the stepkid thing, right? Like they're like, you're not my dad.
Yeah, you're not my dad.
You're not my dad. Noodle head. Like all that kind of stuff.
That video was funny.
Like, so to me, it could just be a real weird scenario. So,
and unfortunately, I feel like the intentions might not be pure of the woman. Like, I feel like a guy might question like the intention. Like, does this girl really want me for me, or does she just need a provider? Does she need somebody to take care of her kids?
yeah.
Does she really love me? Does she really want me for me, or is she just trying to find a replacement, or is she trying to one up the baby daddy? And you do inherit that baby daddy drama.
You do.
That man's gonna be
That's
part of
his
your
kid.
kid's life for 18 years at least.
If not longer.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. Like I would, from a woman's perspective, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't date a guy who has a kid. No siree. I'm not dealing with the baby mama drama. You guys still might be canoodling in behind the scenes.
There might be what?
Canoodling.
They're definitely canoodling behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's no way. Unless
way.
you hate each other. There's no way you don't drop the kid off and you're like, you looking good today.
Don't put, because I was going to agree with you, but don't put your sick thoughts on somebody else.
I'm saying, I'm sure it happens.
I'm sure it happens too, but that's your thought process.
I've seen it happen actually in my own two eyes.
Anyway,
with my ex friend, she was messing with a man with a kid, and the baby mama like tried to fight her.
huh?
My ex friend was messing with a man with the kid, and the baby mama tried to fight her. The baby mama still had feelings for the baby daddy.
Yeah, why would you even want that?
I've lived many lives with my ex friends. They put me through some things. I've seen some things.
Yep, sure have.
But that goes back to the male centered friends. That's why I have all these stories. All my stories come from my male centered friends. I'll give it to them. They gave me some stories. They gave me some stories. They gave me some content for my life.
Content we can talk about on here.
But not good people to be around. But yeah.
Not stepping
as
up.
a woman, I'm not stepping up to be a stepmother. I would never. I'm sorry. Like, and also too, like I want that experience of having a kid for the first time with your person. Like when me and you have kids, I feel like that's gonna be such like we're becoming parents for the first time. Like we're experiencing our first together. Like I couldn't do that with a man that already has kids and deal with a baby mother and and taking and you have that responsibility of taking care. If you're with that person forever, you have responsibility to that child. Like you kind of have to raise them as your own too.
You're not the stepmother. You're the mother who stepped up. No, not rolling. I'm not rolling either. Good luck.
That seems like it could get dicey too. Because now you have 3 influences and possibly 4. Because if let's say you step up as a stepdad, right? And let's say you're let's say the biological dad has a girlfriend, right? So who would now be the stepmom, right? Now this child has 4 different influences from parents. They have 4 parents with 4 different influences that all might have different viewpoints. Like imagine your viewpoint as a man on how to raise your kids. Like imagine you like, I'm not beating my kids. But imagine then the biological dad is like beating on the kid, punching on him, or vice versa. Imagine you were raised on corporal punishment, so you want to beat your kid, and the biological father doesn't do that. That's gonna cause conflict and issues. And then now violence could get into it. Like, well, you're not gonna put your hands on my son. Now he pulls up with a Glock, and now everybody's dead.
Why is it always a Glock?
That's the only gun I know.
Those are the gun brands.
I know Hector and Conch.
Hector? Is that the Mexican version? What is that? Hector and Conch? Who is that?
Heckler. Heckler and Conch.
Koch.
Heckler and Conch. Oh, yes, song.
Yeah. Now you a single mom.
Yeah.
That might be song of the year.
And that goes like this goes back to our original thought about like our original conversation that we had about like marriage and stuff, about like really please, like I want people to really take their time in life, because you avoid so much of your own traumas. Like I think people are like, I just listened to that song by Belly, Acting Different, and when he like that bar hit for me, and he's like, don't complain about the pain when it's self-inflicted. That part stuck out to me, because it's like most people's life problems are self-inflicted. Like if you really take your time and align with a person, then your marriage will be trauma-free and effortless, like a beautiful marriage. Like you live the ideal life that you want to live if you actually put the effort and work for it, and make sure that that person's like you're aligning. And I get this, the circumstances where somebody really just turns do the whole 180, and then you're like, whoa, who is this man? Like but a lot of times the signs are really clear as day, and like like when you align with people. And I feel like when you do that work, then when you bring kids into this picture, your kids are good. Like you're not going to be a single parent. Like you're locked in because the person that you pick is going to be like my mom brought that up about you, like how you would be as a dad. Like what would you want for your daughters? I'm like, well, I already know what my daughters or my son are gonna get, because Alex I already see signs. Like I already see how you would be as a parent. Like I see how you are with like your younger cousins, how you are around babies. So I'm like, I feel like women don't pick up on these things, and then they're shocked. Like
I can't wait to have a kid.
Then they're shocked when they have a partner that's a bad parent.
Well, actually, I take that back. I can't wait to have a kid, but it would be exciting.
But you're gonna be like, it's gonna be
be the best dad I can be.
Yeah,
that's what really matters.
And that's the thing. Like you see that before you make those decisions. At least I do.
Because that's the whole point. Like that's one of the things is like the lack of selfishness. Like, yeah, I do get to enjoy things that my money is able to purchase, but really it's about setting up
The
everybody
next
else.
generation.
It's about setting you up. It's about setting up the kid. Like, that's the part that I enjoy the most about being able to do
Yeah.
stuff, or like, you know, me being able to pay for whatever amount I pay for my cousin
Yeah.
at the baby shower. Like, those things are important to me. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about, well, I care to a minor extent, but most of what I want to do really has to do with like my kid and setting them up. So that's why I'm excited, because I want to be able to like display all of the work that I put in so far, and like be able to give that to now another person
and see how it impacts them too. Like I feel like seeing like that
from scratch.
And seeing that person like grow into a healthy, loving life. Like,
I see what my parents did for me.
Yeah, and knowing that like I know like your parents probably look at you sometimes like, you know, like your dad was looking at that picture of all of us, like you and me, and then your brother and his girlfriend. And you probably like, dang, like, you know, like I really did this. Like you built these, like you built this from scratch. Like these niggas would not be here. None of these niggas would be here for me. You know, so like, you know, there's probably a level of pride there. Like, wow, like, you know, I really got to see, I really got to nurture and like build happy, loving lives for people. And then, you know, now that impacts me and it impacts like your brother's girlfriend, because it's like you raise these loving kids, and now they get to now spread that love into, you know.
Am I spreading that love?
Mm-hmm. You spread a lot of things. Like, sounds great.
Excuse me? Wait, what?
I gotta stop drinking on the podcast.
Yeah. Give it. You're done.
You know?
We're cutting you off. Anything else?
Yeah, I want people.
You good? All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Let me just say that last part. Look, I was thinking I had to say, like, if you really take your time to build a loving relationship, I promise you, the signs of a good partner are there. Like, I mean, somebody being a good parent is there. Because, like, if someone's a good partner to you, then they'll likely be a good parent. And you got to observe these things. Like, people just think everything just happens when it happens. Like, no. How is that man around kids? Does he give nurturing vibes? Like, you know, I feel like people don't do the work, and then they're shocked when stuff happens. Like, and I, you know, I'm very empathetic to circumstances where people become single moms. Like I said, sometimes people just do a whole 180.
Yeah, people. Yeah,
and you're like you're completely blind, because people are literally sick, like mentally ill.
Like,
they might put on a whole front, and you might think like this person was good, and then they just flip.
That's why
I'm empathetic to that.
That's why I regret saying some stuff certain times, because like I want to get my whole point in within 30 seconds, because I don't want anybody to think that that's how I think.
Yeah.
Like, please don't let it be misunderstood. People.
Like, we're talking about specific people who literally turn a blind eye to clear red flags.
Yeah, people 100% change, and women get baited into, and on both sides.
Yeah,
people get baited into a relationship thinking that is one thing, and then it's something completely different. So we're not addressing those situations. You should 100% be a single mom or a single dad if you are, if that happens.
Yeah,
and it's
abusive situations, all that stuff. Yeah,
but I'm still of the perspective that I'm not taking care of that kid.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
I'm not stepping up. Yeah.
Sorry, but you know.
But yeah, like that's why, like, even when I be talking crazy on Twitter or stuff, I always make it clear, like, the people I'm talking about it's like a specific group of people. Like when I talk about people like being, you know, certain stuff with like education, degrees, stuff, I'm talking about like specific people, because like, you know, I feel like we went to school with people where it was a leveling playing field, and they went there and BS this shit. Like, they went in there and played games, party, didn't do nothing, and now their life is kind of shit. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna judge you, because you had the opportunity. Like, you were grateful, and I mean, you were lucky enough to even get the opportunity to go to get an education, and you fumbled it. So that's what I be talking about. Like, I don't be judging people, everybody. I judge the people who literally, you know, do stupid shit on purposefully, and then they want to blame everybody. So you do purposefully stupid shit, and then you get on the internet and it's like the government. No, you. No, Thirsty Thursdays. No, skipping class. Like, yeah, student loans are high. We all agree on that. But you working at Home Depot is because you didn't want to study hard enough. You being 30 at Home Depot is because you didn't. No, it's not the government. Cause then how come my life is what it is? And me and you were at the same school at the same exact time. So no, that's who I judge. Like Risa Tisa, I judge her because this guy clearly was lying, and you still married him and got pregnant by him in 2 months in. I'm judging you. I'm not judging the person who's in a relationship with somebody who literally switches on them or abuses them. No, I'm not judging those people. So yeah, we're making that clear. Like, specific group. I judge people who do stupid stuff on purpose, and then they don't take accountability after, and then they blame the government, they blame men. All men are evil. No, not all of them. But some of them are. Some of them are.